Hi, welcome to YHELPtalk with Sarah. Today we are here with Joe Emory, Director of Human Resources for Hot Topic Incorporated and Chairman for the Hot Topic Foundation, discussing music and mental health. Hi, Joe. How are you?
I am well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. So tell us about yourself and your organization.
Okay, well, about myself, I have a very long career, almost 40 years in human resources. I joined Hot Topic, it'll soon be 24 years ago. I specialize mostly in mentoring and training and development, coaching employee relations. That's my strong point. That's what pretty much I do. And I have the privilege of managing the Hot Topic, leading the Hot Topic Foundation. I've been doing that now for the last 12 years. It's really become a passion of mine, to be quite honest with you. It's what I really enjoy doing. And Hot Topic, as most people know, was a teen retailer. You know, we sell all things pop culture. We started out as a very dark organization, very goth organization back in the day. We're very different today. It's a lot of Disney, a lot of Netflix. We're selling a lot of Deadpool right now, as you can probably imagine. It's like the number one movie in the country. So that's kind of a little bit of a Hot Topic. You know, we employ about 8,000 people totally. We have a large population of very young people that work for us, and a large population of LGBTQ plus and trans folk that work for us. Our customers, are between the ages of, I usually say 12 to 21, but I shop at Hot Topic too, so it's a lot older than that. But that's a great organization, and I'm very privileged and proud to be here.
So my first question is, would you say that music and mental health are connected?
Absolutely, 100,000%. I was just on LinkedIn this morning, and we support an organization called Music Will, which used to be called Little Kids Rock. Dave Wish posted a video this morning, I think, or yesterday, I can't remember which, about a mother who had sent in a letter about her son, who is in the program, and his father just passed away. And so talking about how he this has really helped his journey through his mental health and his depression with music. And there's a ton of research being done across the country too about music and mental health and how it helps people. Music really saved my life when I was a kid. I was bullied as a child all the way through school. And I could come home and listen and put on my headphones, and they were wired headphones back in the day, of course, but could come home and listen to my music. And it really helped me, get through so much, to be very honest with you. And I think it really helps most people. I've heard that so many times, so when our CEO came to me and said, hey, can we put this mental health component into what we had a music and arts, foundation? I said, absolutely, because it saves people's lives. And I cannot tell you how many people I've been at different events, excuse me, where a parent will come to me and say, my child acts differently because of this music program. My child behaves differently because of this music program. They're getting better grades. And so absolutely, they are connected. Absolutely.
Do you think that music is a good way to express yourself?
Of course, any arts, any type of arts, I think is, whether you're a painter or an actor or a dancer or whatever you do, I think that music is a wonderful outlet to express yourself. We have another organization we support called Notes for Notes, and they put music studios actually in boys and girls clubs and teen centers across the country. And one of their mantras is they don't censor lyrics, but they teach around the lyrics, which I'm a huge proponent of as well. I think that you should allow children, young people, anybody to express themselves and then have a conversation about it if you don't think it's the right thing to say or it could come across as being offensive. So I think it's an educational piece. But I think, music is a great way to express a person's feelings, emotions. watched I met Celine Dion when she first started her American journey here. She was, as you know, she was a big star in Quebec, singing only in French. And at the time I worked for House Entertainment, and I sat at her table. We used to have these big managers meetings, and I met her. And so it gave me great delight actually to see her perform, at the Olympics, because, of her struggles of stiff person syndrome. And, it just made me really happy. And I saw her documentary, and music is her life. And for many musicians and people that embrace music, it's like watching the Olympics. When you watch an Olympic athlete, that is their life. They put so much into it. And if you're a great musician, a great artist, you put your life into it. So I think it's a great way to express oneself and do it in a really beautiful way.
Has there ever been a time where music has inspired you?
Oh my gosh, yes. I have thousands. I will tell you my first very concert. That will tell you how old I am. And I hate to tell my age, but it'll give it away. My very first concert was at the Fabulous Forum in Los Angeles, and it was Diana Ross and the Supremes, Little Stevie Wonder, and Shorty Long, who sang. He had a couple of big hits back when he had Motown. Here Comes the Judge and Function at the Junction. He's passed away now, unfortunately. But I will never forget. I remember that concert like it was yesterday, to be quite honest with you. It was such an inspiring to me, and really inspired me to do a lot of music. I did a lot of little theater in high school, and a little bit after college, and such like that. And it's just a very inspirational thing. When I get down, I was listening to music actually prior to this call. And for me, it's just that piece of when I'm trying to figure something out, or I need a bit of just really thinking time, or meditation. I started doing meditation again. And you should listen to some sort of sound when you're doing meditation. And it just really helps me quite a bit. And it does inspire me. And when I see a great performer, and I've seen so many performers over my life and met so many people over my life, when you see a great performer perform, and they're so great, it's uplifting, to you. When you see a great band, I love musical theater. When you see a great show on Broadway, or even here in Los Angeles, it just takes you to a different place, and says to me anyway that everything is possible if you just put it out in the universe.
And how important are music and the arts to schools?
Oh, I think it's major important. My only regret of being my age is I wish I could live another 50 years so I could go to every school board across the country and tell them how stupid they are for taking music and arts education programs, out of schools. So many, not everyone is going to go on and become an engineer or go on to college potentially. And if they go on to college, they want to study music. They need that music education. I think also it increases the graduation rate. Kids go to school because of the music and arts, not because of the math and science, unless you are a nerd, that way. And if that's your passion, God bless you. I think it's great. But many young people really do like to express themselves through music and arts education. And I think it's imperative that we keep those programs in schools. That's why we support, on the foundation side, Music Will, which is an after-school modern band program, and then Notes for Notes, which is not in schools, but in Boys and Girls Clubs and teen centers. And it's completely free music education. That's the beauty of it. And so many people, as you know, may not be able to afford music for their child or for their children. And I think it would be terrible that a young person can't go to school and get free music education or arts education. And maybe that is going to be their path in life, or maybe not, but it gives them something else. I've met many people who are passionate about music, play an instrument, but they do something else to keep the lights on and pay the bills because it's not their pathway for that. And there's only like 0.5% really talented people that can make a living, really doing music. It's not an easy way to make a buck, as I tell kids all the time, but it's a really wonderful thing to do. So I think music and arts education is imperative in schools. And for anybody who sees this, who is on a school board, who has any access to a school board, you need to fight the school board to keep that program in schools, because I think it's just so important. I heard the other day through some friends of mine that they're taking PE out of schools. I wasn't great at PE because I have no athletic ability whatsoever. So that's why I love to watch the Olympics. But for kids that do, that's a shame to take that out of the education program. I'm appalled by that. We can find money in this country for many, many things. We need to find money for schools to have music and arts education. I'm a huge believer in that.
I agree. So how can anyone follow or support your organization?
Well, it's pretty easy. We do have a website, hottopicfoundation.com. You go onto the Hot Topic, website as well. You can follow the foundation. I tell people all the time, if you want to support us, all you have to do is round up, because we have a roundup program that we put in place probably about 8 or 9 years ago now, and we do sample sales and all other things, and people donate per paycheck, and there's lots of other ways we raise money as well. But that's our major way of raising money. Whether it's 1 cent, whether it's 99 cents, it doesn't make a difference. If you give, and all the money that we bring in goes out. I want people to hear that, because I heard the other day through my marketing people and my merchants folks at work that there's something like viral that many organizations, I won't name the organizations, would be very appropriate. Say they give out that much money, but they really raise this much money, a lot more money. And that's not me. We're a donor advised fund through CCF. All the money gets funneled through CF. If I request a check, it goes out through them. We spend very, very little for them to manage our money, basically, and we get nothing from the foundation. So I am paid by Hot Topic. My board members are paid by Hot Topic. If I take a trip or have to go to an event or something, it's paid for by Hot Topic. So all the money we bring in goes out in grants. This year's a bit tough year for us, but I'm very proud to say that over the last 3 years prior to this year, because we won't hit that number this year, we gave out like $2.3 million every single year in grants, some very large grants and some small grants, some $5,000, $10,000 grants. But all the money we bring in goes out. So if you want to support us, and I hope that you do and you're a Hot Topic shopper, just round up, whether you're online or in the store, and it will support. We support through Music Will. We support about 500,000 young people a year getting music education. Through Notes for Notes, we support probably about 7,000 children every single week getting free music education. We send through a proprietary URL through Mental Health America, we send about 125 to 130 young people or people to that URL every single year. And with the Trevor Project, I don't have stats on that for just what we do at Hot Topic Foundation, but there's thousands of young people that use a suicide prevention tool every single year. And that makes me extremely proud. So the money is, again, you don't have to give us $20. You can give us 99 cents or 50 cents. All that money adds up, and all that money goes out in funds to grants, for nonprofits. And there's many nonprofits I'd love to support that I don't have the funding for, but there's so many great organizations out there that, support mental health resources and support, music education, or do both. So please round up counter. I would love you if you could do that so much.
Well, thank you for watching. Please go to YHELPnow.com and follow at YHELPnow for mental health and life skill resources. Joe, thank you again so much.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you for asking.
Yes, it was lovely meeting you.